Hi everyone, so here I am, day 3 of my 30-day ideas challenge. And I know I seem to be jumping in at random times. There's actually no sort of set time that I've planned on coming in. I just thought I'll come in when I feel inspired and when I have something that I want to share that relates to either the idea, the download, the epiphany, the awareness, the story that I wanted to share. So a lot of people in this online space are really getting heavily into the Gene Keys. So for those of you that aren't familiar, the Gene Keys, Richard Rudd is the founder, and this is one of the best books that you can actually just take your time in going through. So you can jump onto one of the websites, the Gene Keys website, and get your free profile. And you really just need to know, your date of birth, your time of birth, your place of birth, and it will work it all out for you. So you can sort of see the heart path, your life purpose, genius zone, genius path, that sort of thing. So hey, say hey if you're there. I've got my beautiful Larimer from the Caribbean on tonight, so it's quite warm here. But anyway, so with the Gene Keys, essentially what it is, it's quite interesting because unlike a lot of other teachings that are out there, it's a self-teaching transmission that kind of awakens within you. And the whole idea behind the Gene Keys is it's a contemplation. So it is designed as this kind of like new code book of consciousness, if you will. And you're meant to kind of really contemplate and digest it over time. And it's like it starts to unlock different meanings and depths for you. It's like a personal voyage through the Gene Keys. So I just wanted to share with you, one of my Gene Keys is Gene Key 29. There's 64, by the way. So the 29th Gene Key is in my life purpose path, zone, if you will. The 29th Gene Key is all about commitment. And it's interesting because, this is something that the shadow has played out so much over my life. So the shadow of this Gene Key of commitment is half-heartedness. And I think as a society, a lot of us tend to do this. It's like we have one foot in, one foot out. We're not all in. It's like, we're just, even when it comes to, say, relationships to love, we hold something back. Even if you're 99% in, you're still holding 1% back. And it's only when you're 100% all in that true love can really blossom, they say. But it's interesting. I remember years ago, I think it was Will Smith that was quoted as saying something along the lines of, and the gist of it was, having a plan B means that you need the plan B because you're giving energy to that. If you are all 100% in, it's like what starts to happen is it builds momentum, it builds trust, it builds a path. And it's interesting because with this, they say that, cycles are actually around 7 years. And what I mean by that is it takes 7 years, they say, for a cellular cycle. So that's how long it takes the body to replace all of its renewable cells. So true commitment, they say, within a cycle of time, it really lasts 7 years or more. And when you go into it, they talk about whether it's, if it's repressive nature, it tends to be showing up as overcommitting, or reactive, it's more unreliable. But I just sort of feel for so many of us, we tend to do this throughout our lives with everything. It's like we always want to have an out. And, it can come to, even if it's just, say, for instance, a business. I've got these great ideas, but you know what? I'm going to have this backup plan. I'm going to have this, maybe part-time job, or I can go back to this. So it's like, once again, you're half-hearted. You're not all in. And maybe you can relate to that, even as I said, when it comes to relationships, like you hold something back because you don't want to be heartbroken again. So, you can sort of see how this can play out for a lot of us. And as I said, it's like when you actually move from the shadow of the half-heartedness to true commitment. Jackie, hey, how are you? I'm just talking about the Gene Keys here, so not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's a great book. It's something that is designed for you to contemplate and digest over time. And it takes on new meanings and new depths the more you contemplate it. It's really quite interesting. But this is a general kind of something for people to think about. As I said, where are you half-hearted? Could it be a relationship? Could it be a job? Could it be a side hustle? Whatever it might be. And then, as I said, moving to that full commitment. You know what? I'm going to see this out. And it's just even the energy behind it. It's the power behind it. It's the life force behind it. When you're fully committed to that vision, that goal, that desire, it starts to build, as they say, almost luck as well, because, you know, you get all the energy, you get the life force, you get the momentum happening. And then when you move to the highest expression, the city, it's around devotion. And as we know, you know, in years gone by, people were really devoted to, you know, whether it was like a religious figure or a guru or something like that. And we still see that. But it's really, as I said, also coming back to just, you know, the heart, you know, living life from the heart. And I'm going to be talking more and more about that because you guys know I shared that I did some HeartMath Institute studies and, you know, talk about the heart coherence and, you know, really kind of getting into that elevated emotion. And I know Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you guys are familiar with his amazing teachings, he talks about that too. Very much about, you know, those elevated emotions. And, you know, when you look at scans of people that are, you know, feeling that elevated emotion, it lights up different parts, you know, even just thinking about it, you know, before it's actually shown up. And that can be really tricky. So anyway, as I said, that's all I really wanted to share. So I am about to go get dinner. I can hear that it's ready in the oven. So, and I've already made the salad, so that's all good to go. But I just wanted to share that because it's something that I think a lot of us can really relate to in life, that, you know, we are only half-hearted. We're not giving it our full 100%. So it's something I challenge you to think about. You know, where are you half-hearted? Where have you got a plan B? Where are you only, you know, one step in, you know, or 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you know, and just start to really think about that, you know, where can I really fully commit all of me, you know, to that vision, to that cycle, to that path. And as I said, as you do, you watch that this natural energy, momentum and power starts to build and take place. And then, as I said, you know, from that, it sort of moves to that highest expression of like the devotion, which partners with the rapture of the Gene Key 30, which is the programming partner. So anyway, as I said, hopefully I haven't lost you too much, but that's just sort of what I wanted you to think about, because I just think, as I said, I see that in so many of us. We have the plan B. We are half-hearted about it, and consequently, these things don't manifest, they don't come to fruition, and they don't fulfill us in the way that they could if we were 100% committed. So anyway, much love. Hope you're well, and I will jump in tomorrow with day 4 of, you know, what I